It's time for Inside the Patch with your Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Gnarley Charley.
Well, welcome to Inside the Patch, and boy, are we excited this week. It is brought to you by Fresno Rack and Shelving. Nice rack. The Raiders are back. My goodness. We got Mitch Adams here, the professor of the Perfect Rotation basketball training device, who, okay, has anybody said this to you yet? You kind of look like the coach. You could be his brother. You could be a lookalike.
I'll take that all day long.
I was like, holy moly, Mitch looks like he's the coach. I'm telling you, if you're under a rock and you don't know what's going on, the Raiders have cleaned house, got new coaches, and now it is the Adrian Pierce regime. Antonio Pierce. Now, Adrian's his brother, his cousin. There's so much to unpack today. So Mitch, let's kind of go at it here. It is completely different than it was the last time we talked. Where are you at with everything?
Wow. Last week when we came together, we only talked about Antonio Pierce coming in or taking over, and the other guy, we don't even need to mention his name, leaving.
Right.
And I had put a list together of coaches that I thought maybe could come in and fill that role. Even, Louis Riddick at GM. Mm-hmm. I had Jim Harbaugh as number one on my list, and Deion Sanders as a long shot. But after I saw the lead up to the game after we spoke last week and the enthusiasm that the players had that I saw on X or Twitter, whatever they call it, and Instagram or the Raiders website, man, you could feel through my devices the energy that the team was exuding. And it was different. And, one of the quotes after the game is, we just went out there and had fun. And some of the quotes that I read during the week, no longer do we have to walk on eggshells. So I don't know what sort of, I don't even know what to call it, or how Josh was running. Ooh, I said his name. How he was running the team. But was it on fear? Because Renfro was in the game plan. They targeted him a number of times, although he only had 2 receptions. They were big receptions, and he had disappeared for almost 2 years. So I just don't know what happened, but I did get some insight, though. I made a few phone calls, and we did hear about the team meeting where players and coaches were allowed to air out their grievances, almost like Festivus for the rest of us. And they were able to...
Just say it. Yeah.
They had their grievances. Maybe they had a wrestling match too. I don't know. But I heard that Jacoby Meyer, when he got up to speak, he told McDaniels that when they were in New England together, that everyone was afraid of Belichick and they didn't like him. And he looked at McDaniels and says, "And you're even worse." And it was like, whoa. And that got back upstairs to Mark, and Mark was like, wow. Oh, well, actually, what got back upstairs to Mark was that comment, and then McDaniel's comments when he told Pierce, don't ever talk about New England Patriots like that again. Yeah. We spoke about that last week, and that got back to Mark, and he said, you know what, I can't have a guy that's defending his old team, and the players don't like him.
Well, Mitch, it started last year when we couldn't put our finger on it. Here's Carr and here's Adams coming together with Waller and Renfro, and it wasn't clicking. And if you looked at Derek Carr's face, something was wrong, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like now that I know more, now that the onion's been peeled back, he ruined the chance for Devontae and Carr to have a relationship together because, like you said, he was trying to be this ogre, mean, fear monger, and you're not Belichick. You Belichick didn't start out that way. Belichick is that now. and it works for him. You want to be a grouch or whatever, but I don't know if that is the future of the NFL. And now it's what we thought. I feel like, it's what we thought it was, that he was scaring them. And there was, not that they need praise, but there was zero. It was, if you run this pattern and you're not there, well, then you're wrong.
Yeah.
And you won't be on the field.
Yeah. That's not any kind of way to play. Back to Belichick, he's won enough rings and he's earned the right to be whoever he wants to be because he has a track record. And McDaniels does not have a track record of success as a head coach. And so you can't come in and institute rules that don't have any give to them. Allow there to be some gray area where guys can kind of be themselves. He took all that away from them and there was no fun. And you could see the excitement of the guys on the sideline as they warmed up. Devontae was mic'd up for the game.
Right.
And he says, I was ready to play yesterday. And they were just excited. Right. And then the locker room celebration, one of the comments was, you only beat the Giants. Be that as it may, it was a victory for a new day. And the guys had fun doing it. So, let off that steam. Smoke the cigars, give the coach the game ball. It was beautiful, man. I was ready to see if I could go play for them.
You and I talked.
It was exciting.
We talked about how disappointing, how hard it is to not like your coach. How this whole season we're like, oh man, I wish I had something good to say about him. And the man that will rename nameless. Does not have the personality to be a head coach and doesn't have the ability to interact with adults. I heard some ex-players say, that guy told me to shut up and referred to me as a number and treated me as if I don't count. And that the leader of men are the ones that they're there for you. They tell you what you're doing wrong, but they guide you. There's no guidance in you're out. I think it's like North Korea, man. Like, oh, you missed the goal, you're dead. You can't have a team like that. You can't. It's like they got to play the games.
I mean, a head coach is a manager of his coordinators and his position coaches, and you have to let these others do their job, and then you manage it. And Antonio Pierce, you could see it. He knows what he doesn't know. And he relied on everyone else to do their job, and he ran the team. And that's what a head coach is supposed to do. You can't wear every hat.
Dude, in the after-game interview, he goes, Raiders. I was like, I never heard a coach ever do that. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. He is the guy. He's the man,
And did you see what he drives to practice in games? An old school 64 Chevy Impala. Come on. That I just said, oh my God, I love this guy. It was like LA in Vegas. I mean, he's rolling an old school 64, little bitty tires, drop. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better coach right now. And I certainly hope that he does enough with these last 8 games where he's brought in next year to keep the continuity going. And I just hope that he can show something.
Well, we're not. Like we have on paper, we've got a good team. We may not be the most talented, but I bet we're more talented than we were the year we went to the playoffs. I on paper, and now the attitude, the light bulb has switched. And you know what? If I was playing against the Raiders, I wouldn't know what team's coming.
Well, true. I mean, look at what we did again. I know it's just the Giants, but it's still an NFL team. 7 sacks we had. And we gave up 0 sacks, only 4 penalties. I mean, that was a pretty clean game. And we used ball control offense by rushing the ball. I mean, Josh was over 100 yards, but then he lost 4 yards on his last play and finished with 98. But it was what they needed to do to win. It wasn't like, okay, we're going to impose our will and stick to this freaking chart of plays.
Yes.
Let's do what we do, give the guys the leeway to check out of plays. And it was just, O'Connell as a rookie, man, that guy was reading the defense. The ball was out of his hands like that. He was making quick decisions. It wasn't like, let me go through 8 different receivers. No, if it's not number 1, I'm hitting number 2. I mean, he barely got to the 3rd level in his read before the ball was out. And that's what we needed. The other guys were holding the ball and allowing that defense to get to them. O'Connell let it go that game. And again, I know it was the Giants, but again, an NFL team came in and we dominated them. Although the time of possession was relatively even, 29-31 in their favor, it was still even on possession pretty much. But that game, the Raiders dominated.
We didn't know how to play ahead. We never been ahead before. We don't know how to play this game. What? We're not down by 20? What do we do?
Let me tell you what my son said. He said, Dad, is this how we're supposed to feel when the team is good? He said, is this what you remember? I said, absolutely. Where you can sit back and relax in the 4th quarter rather than pacing the floor like, oh my God, we need to score here or we need to hang on. There was none of that. It was a nice, easy victory. And it was an easy Sunday night for me. It just wasn't stressful.
I just realized I did 0 math in the 4th quarter. I wasn't going like, oh, wait, okay, we need 14. We need a safety. We need 3 onside kicks. And it's like, and believe me, we have got a tough schedule. But I'll tell you, the advantage that we have right now is no one is expecting us to do anything. There's still 7 more games left. That is a considerable amount of. We could do some damage. 8 games. Yeah, 8 games left.
Yeah, 8 games.
We could do some damage with that. You know?
You even it up 5-5 by beating the Jets, who played Sunday night, and then they have to travel out west. So they're on a short week. And although their fans from New York will probably be at this game.
Sure.
The Raiders are coming in with a different sort of bravado now. They're having fun. I think they believe in one another, and they're happy to be there. Have you ever done something in life where, you were good at it, but you were bored with it, and so you just went through the motions?
Yeah.
You're not putting your heart into it. I guarantee they'll put their heart into this game because they want to even it up 5-5. Going down to Miami in 2 weeks. So
I've had a lot of jobs in radio where all of a sudden a new boss comes in and I don't like them. And I give it the college try. And then I realize this person does not have my back and does not care about me. And then, and that's the worst feeling, and you're trying to be entertaining. You're trying to, and it's just like your heart's not there. Like you're saying, man.
Yeah.
And man, I felt like for the game 1 of this year, I felt like I hate that I hate my coach. I hate the way I feel about the team. I hate the way I can tell it's not a good locker room. I hate it. And here we are talking about it.
And we could feel that through the television.
Yes. And just like we can feel now, there's a change. There's something in the midst. Things are changing. And I'll tell you right now, if we do lose, it's not going to be from not trying. It's not going to be from effort. And it's not going to be from giving it everything we got.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
Man, those guys are playing. And even the game 2 weeks ago in Detroit, or 2 games ago in Detroit, that defense, because Detroit is kind of high-powered. Right. And our defense, we held them for as long as we could. But again, they were on the field for 40 minutes, so you can't expect much after about 30 minutes. Something's got to give. And if you can keep it balanced at about 30-30 on the minutes, the defense can actually play pretty well. And the pressure we got up front on those guys, granted their number 1 went down with the ACL tear, but 7 sacks is nothing to sneeze at.
If we can get 28 points with the defense the way they're playing, we can win every game.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. I don't know if you heard this, but the Jets were going after Davante Adams vigorously right before the trade deadline. And it just so happens that Mr. Davis just said, nah, we're not taking any calls. But they were trying to get Davante for.
Oh, yeah, just in case Aaron.
Yeah.
Just in case Aaron, yeah.
Aaron Favre.
Just in case Aaron makes it back. I mean, I did see the guy throwing on the sideline on the field pregame a few weeks ago.
Could you imagine what? If 2 weeks ago we'd go in this and we're playing against Davante and Josh would have still been there and just how depressed this was. But guess what? That didn't happen. We've got Davante, and he's got 2 Taco Bells now in his house, I heard. And they've got a cigar bar, too, now. And it's a change of, even Max Crosby, he said the right things about Josh McDaniels. He said they all say the right things, but their face and their action say something completely different, you know? But they're all saying, he was a great guy, really helped my career. You have to, because you never know how that's going to go down in this business.
Yeah, I mean, but everybody saw it. Everybody saw it. So you don't have to say anything. Everyone saw it. And his track record in Denver now speaks even louder than it did before the season because people are going back to look like, well, he didn't do well in Denver, and now he didn't do well with the Raiders. What's the problem? He did well with the Patriots, but that's under Belichick, and then you had Brady as a quarterback. So you've got 2 big.
I have zero respect for him as a coach, as a man. Another thing I noticed, did you see Davante's 3-point shot in the locker room? Okay. If you did not see this, he needs to be your spokesman for the perfect rotation because Davante, they've got the mini basketball and a mini in the locker room, and Davante's got someone on him, and he's going like joking, and then he hits a 3. He does have perfect rotation. He must be a client of yours. Look up. That's your sign. Look up Davante sinking a 3 in the locker room. And
don't worry.
Come on, Adams. You're an Adams. He's an Adams. You got to get it. You got to have him. If that had been the perfect rotation ball, that's all you would have needed because he just was in someone's face and boom. And I was like, wow, they are hooping it up in the locker room right now. And I was like, it's a change. Everything's changing.
Man, when you're happy, it just makes a difference. And if you're not walking on eggshells, as Renfro said, it makes a difference. Because you don't, when you have a coach like that, you don't want to make mistakes. You don't want to end up in the doghouse. And then you got the whole team, everybody's like wondering, what's he going to do next to piss us off?
Right.
And you and I, we didn't dog Josh through the first half of the season. We were diplomatic and said,
we weren't happy.
Let's wait and see. But we knew.
Okay, now here's another story I heard, and I cannot verify it because some of the stuff isn't true. Some of the things I heard, but they said Hunter Renfrow would call up Josh McDaniels at midnight and say, I was open, and then hang up. And I've heard it from more than one person. I don't care if it's true or not. I want it to be true. The fact that Hunter was like so mad, he's resorted to prank calling him. I was open. Click. I love it.
A lot of people were open.
Yeah.
And James Richard Garoppolo would just hang on to the ball. I don't know what he was waiting for.
I'll tell you what he's waiting for. He was waiting to get yelled at because if he doesn't make the perfect throw and the perfect read, he's going to get yelled at. There is no way to. You're not getting praised, and it's the system. It's the system, and the system doesn't. I don't know if the system works. Without Brady and without Belichick,
right.
So don't come marching in here with your 6 rings that you barely earned, and treat us like you're Belichick because you're not.
Yeah.
And don't stick up for the Patriots in our locker room.
That's 2 Hall of Famers that he had at his disposal that helped him. And dude, you've got to come in and kind of blaze your own path. You can't go on your past glories and what you did over there. And I hope he gets a third chance somewhere, and I hope that he's learned from his 2 stops. That he has to.
Oh, I think he should go to the Chargers or the Chiefs. I think it'd be great. Yeah, go right ahead. Stay in this AFC West. Let's see how that works for you.
I really would like to see him, because you hate to see someone who's supposed to be a great offensive mind blow it. Right. But then again, some people are great coordinators that don't make good head coaches. And it happens all the time.
Sometimes you have talent, but sometimes that's just not who you are. You're just not that, and you're never going to be that. And now it's just been proven twice. And that's not in the cards for you, because you're lacking a big part of your personality. It does not allow you to treat men with respect and to motivate men, because you're, I don't want to name call, but man, you're just.
Yeah, he was the classic round hole square peg guy.
Yep.
I mean, you have a running back in Abdullah who's probably better suited for screens on third down.
Right.
But he's stuck with Josh, and I love Josh. But dude, get the guy who's in there a little more shiftier, who can maybe get into space a little easier. And sure enough, we saw that in the game.
Well, I have a hard time with anybody that can't take credit or share when it goes wrong. I can't take it. I can't handle it.
In the Charger game, when he threw O'Connell under the bus.
Yep.
After the game,
100%.
A rookie, and you throw him under the bus. That's when I knew that his days were numbered.
Here's where I made a mistake on judging Mr. Josh, who's gone. This very first press conference with the Raiders, he came in, and day one he said it was a fumble, talking about the tuck rule, right? And I thought, now that's cool. You know what? I think I'm gonna like this guy. Now that guy, he's making light of it. We think he's a patriot, but no. He's even saying that. And he's coming in, and I'm like, all right, I like this guy. And that would have been the last day that I ever said that again. And now, I really like that he's not here now. I really like that guy. So now, but I made a mistake, because I was like, oh, this guy's gonna work out perfect, and that's why I'm not the owner of the team, because I put a mistake there.
Well, you also have to wonder who's advising Mark Davis on some of these decisions that he's made,
right?
And because this Josh move, it's a bad move, and he has to hit a home run on the next coaching hire. And if it remains Antonio Pierce, if we can really light this second half up, then great. I'm glad for you, but bring in some football-minded people as consultants to help you make these decisions. You just
at the end of the day, he risked money. He chose the team over money. Okay, and I don't know if you heard it when he walked into the stadium before the game. Everyone was treating him like a rock star. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. I did not agree with some of the people getting in his face and cussing at him. I didn't agree with that. You can protest,
cuss at him, but they needed to be in his face.
Yeah, I'm okay with them expressing their thing, but there was a time and a place for it. And I know now that we don't have to worry about that. We're going this way, and we've got a great coach that knows how to motivate the staff. And we have 8 more games to make our judgment. And the truth is, even if they lose every game, the way we feel, it's better than it was before. And I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
No, I don't think. Even this game in Miami coming up 2 games from now, or after this game, Miami's vulnerable. And, we start to play together as a unit with happiness and joy, we can go down there and win.
Then we can play the Chiefs. Honestly, the way they played and not so much the technical part of it, with their heart, anybody can be beat. And that's the NFL. Anybody on any day can be beat. Now, can we keep it up? I don't know. I hope so. Yeah. I really do.
Winning breeds confidence, and the guys just needed some confidence. I think they were all kind of broken.
Yeah.
Based on that knucklehead that was there as the head coach.
You know who we are? We are the woman that had a husband that hasn't liked him for years, and we're Stella. We're getting our groove back. We're the girl that's been with this jerk, and finally I'm free of him, and now I went to the club and people were giving me attention, and we got our groove back. The
Raiders got their groove back. That's exactly. It's just spot on, man.
That's
Raiders
what it
got
is.
The groove back. That is what it is. The Raiders got their groove.
Isn't that the truth? My goodness. And you can feel it. And even the talking head sports guys are like going, "This is what they needed. This is what."
Yeah.
And I'm done. This will be the last time we speak of the JM guy. You know, he's gone. He's not part of our show anymore, and we don't have to. Because we got our groove back, and so did we. Yeah, I think this show's better now.
Groove back.
All right,
that is fantastic.
I hope we come out strong against the Jets, man. This is our
offensively. The Jets may not be that strong based on Aaron Rodgers not being there, but they have a pretty good defense, and so. We can't go in this game overlooking what they have to offer because they won on week 1 against Buffalo, and I think they about 4 victories thus far. So they're right with us.
Exactly.
And but these are the teams that we have to beat to get on top of. So even it up at 5-5, and then you got 9 games left, and
it's hard not to look ahead. It's hard not to look ahead at the Chiefs twice and the Chargers and the Broncos. We play all those guys good. We could win all of those.
We can. I mean, we played the Chargers well, and even with O'Connell, with even getting sacked like 8 times or whatever it was, that game was in the balance down the stretch, and
we still were playing. And now it's different. And now.
We got our groove back.
We're different. So
we are different.
That's right. That's right. We are.
And I do see that they're going to go in these games with confidence now because the game plan is something that they can get behind.
Yeah.
Have you mentioned working with someone that you didn't get? I've been there as well, and you suck it up, and you just hope for the best, and that someone above is going to finally see it. And typically, when something's going wrong, it will get exposed, and it got exposed, and now it's gone. Right. So let's see, because again, we win, we're in wild card contention. I mean, we are right there to get a wild card spot.
I was glad that it was a bit of a one-sided game because we didn't have to pull. I bet there's some plays that we haven't seen yet that they did not use against the Giants that they're ready to run. And they're like, oh, let's just put those in our back pocket and we'll save those for the Jets, Yeah. So we're going to get to see. Game is? We didn't have to. Oh, this is huge, man.
It's Sunday Night Football, prime time. Everybody's going to be watching. So this is our coming out party. Not this last game versus the Giants. This game versus the Jets is the Raiders coming out party to show everybody that they've got their groove back.
Yeah, this is Stella's already got her groove back. Now we're going to be on the town with someone else, and then now we're going to show you. This is who we are now. Mitch Adams, I love you, man. Thank you so much, brother.
I love
and
you
show
too,
me that
man.
perfect rotation. I need to see that one. I want to see that because we got our groove back. And look at that. One thing, basketball has grooves in it. I can tell. There's grooves in there. They have to have the perfect rotation.
Yeah.
That's right. PerfectRotation.com. It's a basketball training device with Mitch Adams. I can't wait to talk to you next week. Sunday night, Raiders and the Jets. Here we go. It's good. Man. I feel it. Let's take this. All right. Wow. Mitch Adams, thanks so much for being on the show. Sir. It's Inside the Patch.
We'll be back with more Inside the Patch on 1430 ESPN, your official home of the Las Vegas Raiders.